You are here with Brothers Forge Gaming on YouTube. This is Haunted Castle, brought to us by Arcade Archives. Now, this is a port from from the arcade North America. There are several volumes coming out this summer for current gen consoles, PS4, Xbox One, and I think it might already be out on Switch. And I believe this game is getting a port on one of those collections. I'm not sure which one exactly. However, if you want to play this right now, you can get this as a download on the PlayStation Network. I want to say it was $7.99, and there are a ton of cool games like this within those arcade archives. Some great stuff. Various prices, usually pretty good. There's some cool ones on the PlayStation 3 as well. Like I said, right here, there's Haunted Castle. As you can see, there are all these different modes you're getting right here. So apparently, what I've looked up is that okay. So this is I thought when I originally played this game, I thought that it was the original Castlevania. I almost anyway, almost had to change my pants. But anyway, this is the port of. So usually it doesn't happen that way. So you get a game on console, it's usually a port from the arcades, especially back in the day, because everything was an arcade game before it was a console game. But this one, if what I looked up was correct, this is the port of Castlevania to arcades, and it's really cool, guys. We're gonna get into it. The soundtrack's amazing. I just real quick wanted to go over these features. From what I learned, the Japanese version is much harder than the North American version, as well as the European version has some different levels. Caravan mode, I'm not exactly sure what that is. It does say there's an online manual. We'll get into that later, and then high score mode. All those seem pretty self-explanatory. We're going to go with the North American version, original mode, Haunted Castle, Brothers Forge Gaming. Let's go. Check it out. Real quick, shows you that. Oh, yes. Look at that. Incredible. And as you can see there, you got some high scores. Real quick, we're going to take a look at some of this. So you can do save states, which is kind of nice. Again, we've talked about this, and I'm not going to go into it too much. Playing these original games, especially arcade games that were ported to console, they're quarter suckers. They're supposed to be hard. Save states, you couldn't do that necessarily in the arcade. It's a really short game, but it is a nice feature if you just want to play a level at a time, which is kind of what I did when the first time I played this. So this will be the second time playing through. As you can see, there are different options you can do here. I believe I made the screen bigger. I'm not sure if that's exactly something you want to do or not, if you want to leave it small. As you can see, we've got some different levels here. There are very hard, normal. I played this game is hard. Okay, easy. I want to do a complete run of this, so we're gonna keep it simple. You can turn this damage up. I don't even want to know what that is. It's hard enough on low. This here, continue. I don't believe it means you can't. That means you can't continue at all. Continues limit. So this one you can do. So there's two modes. One is you can only continue once, or if you do the continues limit, I'm not sure if I'm saying this correctly, but you can do. So you can basically insert 3 coins per continue. So it gives you like added life. It'd be like adding a quarter mid run to refresh your life, and you can do that with this setting right here. You can do that 3 times, and it makes it a lot easier. So that's pretty nice. And you've got some different stuff here, different kinds of high range. I'm not actually necessarily sure what all that is, so we're just gonna go with high range, leave it all there, and we're gonna get to it. If you guys are interested, like I said, this is gonna be a complete run, so we're gonna go through this game. Oh yeah, you can change that. Oh, well, real quick, we'll take a look at the manual, and if you're real hardcore and you want to go battle it up for online rankings, that's a really cool feature. And again, this is coming out on the Capcom collection. I'm not sure if all these features are going to be available to that version. I'm sure there'll be a semblance of some of these features for an overall use of that. I believe I did read that it will be featuring the ability to compete online for rankings. So that's going to be a really cool feature about that game. Hopefully they'll follow through with that. Game reset. So if you're doing the save states. Real quick, like I said, we'll take a look at the manual. There's some fun information in here, so it'll explain to you in here as well as I talked about with the continuous. And okay, so here we go. So it does break it down for you what the differences are. I did get that Iron Ball weapon. It is very good, but if you die, you lose it. Haven't found the sword yet. Very cool. I feel like the cross is the best weapon. It killed the end boss with that thing in a couple shots. Hearts are, if you're used to playing Castlevania, you don't get as many hearts, so kind of save them towards the end. With the settings that I have on here, you can get through the game pretty easily, but it is a war of attrition on this. Okay, so here you go. So here's a different explanation of some of these different things you can do on here. And thanks to Hamster Corporation for bringing this to us. Very cool, guys. We're going to get into this. This soundtrack is excellent. We're going to be streaming some more as well. I want to bring a Platinum Trophy guide for Riddled Corpses EX, which is a really fun game too. Iron Cryptical, that one I did a while back, so I want to do a Platinum Trophy guide on that as well. But that'll just kind of be more of a talk over. I have already played that one. So, but like I said, we're going to get into this right now. Keep an eye out. Oh, I might, it's getting late, but I might stream... what is that? Calderis Blaze a little bit later, but it's getting late already, so we'll see. We'll see if I make that. Yeah, stick around. Check out this playthrough. Let me know if you guys. Oh yeah, one thing I did mean to mention, what I really dig about this game, not only is it, set in the Castlevania lore, but it feels like Splatterhouse graphics. Gotta love that when Splatterhouse meets Castlevania. How can you go wrong? Just look at all this fantastic stuff. And that fence right there, that brings me back to the NES days. Castlevania, great stuff. Oh, is that a big heart? Yeah. Alright, well, we're going to let you get into this. This music soundtrack is excellent. Yeah, another cool thing about this game is the bosses, the enemies. Some of your favorite Castlevania games. This is a very early version of a lot of this stuff. I do dig the end bosses. There's some cool stuff in this, guys. Look at that background. This game is excellent. I highly recommend it. It is a lot of fun. Like I said, it's a short game, but you do get all those extra features if you really want to add extra replay value to the game as far as that goes. And then I wasn't able to see, usually in Castlevania there's, if you go duck in the right spot or whatnot, it pops over. Oh, and you gotta love the fishmen. Popping out at the wrong mobs are the most irritating I've ever seen. I think it's the next level, there's these hunchback guys. Possibly the most irritating mobs of all time in any game ever. And there are some issues as far as there's like ramps and things that go up and down, and if you're not careful, I think here's a spot one. Yeah, you can actually die. I might do it here if you jump the screen too soon, and they do go all the way down. So you just got to be careful, stuff like that. But it is a very excellent game. Make sure if you're a fan of Castlevania, you've got to play this if you haven't yet. So excellent. Oh, and if you are watching and you do have a comment, I don't have my comments up right now. I think I'm dead. Ooh. So actually, I'd have to go switch that on. If I see one pop up, I will. I will go check. But in the meantime, we'll get back to that action. No bats. The stopwatch is pretty broken in this. It does work on bosses, so that's kind of cool. This level's rough. Bear with me. Cool, didn't even know I could get trophies on this one. This spot's tricky, you gotta wait for these to go all the way up. I had trouble with that, because if you jump on them when they're down, they do not go up. Pretty cool, I haven't had this sword before either. Oh no, I have been having internet connection issues. Hopefully that's not stopping this broadcast. That would suck. That bridge level is pretty messed up because you don't have time to get those bats. You got to take hits. Dracula's not too bad though. Let's hopefully this cross weapon messes him up. Oh, that's not good. Done. Ah, that's all right. Hopefully I'll keep the sword. I kept the mace that one time, so that was pretty cool. That's the last level. Got to Dracula. Gonna take him down right here. Let's check it out. Oh yeah, taking him down. Classic. Rescue the princess, take down Dracula. There you go. And then the game starts over. I don't believe there is a second quest. I'm not sure if it gets harder, if it's the same, what the deal is with that. I'm gonna have to check out the internet connection. Hopefully this made it through. If not, I won't be doing Calderis Plays, but if you guys want to stick around, I'm gonna go try to do some high score action on Calderis Plays and show some of the unlocks and whatnot that I have gotten so far. Alright guys, thanks for hanging out. You've been hanging out with Brothers Towards Gaming. See you on the next run.